the end of the broadcast, he was asleep on my feet, which was quite surreal.
That is the
just laying on the ground.
Like,
Laying on my
what sort of
feet.
shark was it?
Like a, like a shark.
Wow.
Marco
wait.
sort
Hey,
of-
boy.
You done, mate?
We're hearing about this underwater broadcast, Ben.
Oh, yeah, you're a world record holder. I said that we
Yeah,
talked
you got
about
the
it.
certificate in. This is so
I
cool.
take it everywhere.
Yeah, it's very
Kayla
small.
nearly broke it
Now,
up.
what sort of rigmarole do you have to go through to get the certificate? Is it quite? Did you have to have a lot of official people there?
Well, aren't you guys doing it? I don't know why you guys are on the air for 12
We've got to send over some stuff. Yeah.
Well, for this one, a dude actually came, and two of them, in fact, they had the little jackets on and the clipboards, and they just sat there for the entire time. And they take it pretty seriously.
I imagine they do. Yeah.
Very serious business.
Was it freaky? You probably asked this question. Was it freaky doing the show under the water?
Yeah, real freaky.
3 minutes into it, he felt claustrophobic.
Oh, you asked us. You asked
And
the big
then I
bangers.
needed to pee, which was quite difficult.
Oh,
But you just
Stage
pee in the
fright.
sea.
Yeah, it wasn't that easy.
Were you with someone else?
I had like a support person and
Oh,
some
you're not
professional because we had
peeing
to
from
change
them.
the air tanks.
And did you have to learn
Right.
to scuba? Or,
All right.
Well, you don't really scuba. You just kind of float and just walk around.
So that you can just jump in
You just
and,
like kind of breathe normally.
Yeah.
And just
and you could talk. You had microphones.
Yeah, it had microphones.
It sounded
and-
fine? Or
Yeah,
was
it
it
sounded
all
amazing. It was like, yeah, there's a bit of a bubble effect, you know. But it sounded all right, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Amazing thing.
That's awesome. Hey,
Is that the
well,
next challenge?
what's that?
Yeah, what?
No,
Sorry,
that, mate.
Dan was yelling at me when he said that. I don't know what you said.
They wanted us to do it, but then
Do
we're
it.
like,
It's
so,
like
no, they
you've
were like,
done it,
Stu's
mate.
done it, and you couldn't do it any better than that.
Oh, no,
No,
shit,
mate.
no,
you
no
did it.
way.
You did it perfectly. You've got the award, and you deserve it.
Hey, Stu, thank you so much for coming in. You're a bloody champ, world champ, and also congrats on your blooming results yesterday.
Oh, thank you very
Oh,
much.
yeah,
Yeah,
awesome
Shorty
job.
96.6.
Oh, not not the prostate exam results.
That was also
they were
good.
also good.
They were also good.
Yeah.
Great.
Great day of results
It
for
was,
Stu
it was
yesterday.
actually. Men's fingers have grown a lot since last year.
Yeah, no,
but,
it's
you know, it's
very,
good.
like,
These things are like
I just like to
Good on you,
check
Stu
things out.
Tolan, ladies and gentlemen.
Good work.
Now, please.
Just when you thought this couldn't get any worse, we've invited these guests to help crush the world record.
Savage, Chopper, Mike McRoberts, and our fave, JJ Feeney.
This is Jono, Ben and Sharyn's 24-hour world record interview attempt. Thanks to the new V sugar-free berry twist. Try the delicious tasting and refreshing berry flavour without the sugar.
Yes, Sharyn, what's
It's
going on? We've got
the
4 hours
nice-
40 to go.
It's the nicest guy in radio, and he's kicking our ass in the ratings. Robert frickin' Scott
Hey!
from the Breeze.
Welcome, Robert.
How are you, Robert?
Well, look at us being desperate and
Yeah,
sitting in the
like you
studio
don't have
for
to do
24
this sort of
hours.
stuff to get to number one on the
can't we-
breeze, do
We
you?
just need to play some Boyzone.
Yeah, that's all it is, and some Westlife.
Oh,
and
Ronan.
really?
You know,
How much do they love Ronan at the Breeze? He'd be
big time. And
yeah.
Ronan loves us as well.
Oh, that's an amazing ad. They've got
Ronan's in their
Ronan there.
ad.
I'm like, that's amazing. That's like us getting Ariana Grande in the Edge.
Yeah.
That's an amazing achievement.
He's become this sort of ambassador for us, but he really gets it and likes it. He's such a pro.
How do you get Ronan Keating to do your radio station
You'd
ads?
have to ask the management
You
about
us,
that,
yeah,
I'm
and you
for
pay.
sure.
You're just going to pay him.
Yeah.
And what, Robert's like, mate, I didn't have anything. I didn't text him.
on the phone to Ronan.
Now, Robert Scott, you've been doing radio for how long?
I'm coming up 35 years.
Wow.
Yes,
And you're best friends with Dominic Harvey.
yes, very, very close. Him
Yes.
and I are.
Can you
Yes.
list all the radio stations you've worked for over those 35 years?
2XS, and then 91 FM, which became The Breeze on 91, and then ZM. I worked on ZM for a
And
while.
all incarnations of
That's,
that?
yeah, that's in Auckland.
Yeah.
And then Breakfast on Classic Hits. And then went to the UK, 210 FM in Reading. And then back here to Solid Gold, More FM, and now The Breeze.
Jeez,
Wow.
that's...
I've got around a bit.
Hey, so what? It's good, though. It's
Yeah, but
taken-
I've settled now. I've been on The Breeze now for 12 years.
Awesome.
It's 12 years.
Yeah, yeah. So
Wow.
Rob Rackety and I launched
Oh,
it.
that's right. Yes,
to
you were.
release
You
it,
were.
Yeah, 12 years ago. Yeah.
Jeez,
That's
that's
crazy.
very impressive.
It's a long time.
That is, but I imagine it goes quick. I
It's
imagine
because I haven't annoyed anybody. I've sort of been
Gotta
this
keep
guy
your head
that-
down.
Absolutely. I've never really been the superstar. I've just sort of kept it low key.
Yeah, but of
Yes,
course
you
you are.
have.
You're bloody
Well,
number one in the
not.
ratings,
Well,
mate.
then,
You
Radio
bloody won
Awards.
2 radio awards 2 years in a row.
It's a happy time at the moment, and well done to you guys as well, though.
Oh, we're shitters, mate. Look at us. We're in
Look
our
at what we're having
pajamas,
to go
smelling like
through.
yesterday's
Like we look-
undies.
yeah.
Here's the thing, though. The Blackie Award, I thought that was a really important award to win, right? And you won it, didn't you? Have I got that right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
did.
yeah,
We
yeah.
won it
Okay.
with Fletch Vaughan and Megan, yeah.
And yeah, but you recognised who was behind it. For me, Kevin Black was a radio god.
He was,
Yeah.
And at
yeah.
last at the Radio Awards this year, they actually emphasised the fact that that was what it was all about.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you mentioned him, so thank you.
He,
Oh, no,
uh,
he's a, yeah,
he is a
you,
legend.
you worked a little bit with Kevin
When I
Black.
first started there, I was pushing Kevin Black's
Yeah.
buttons, and we did prank calls together, and I was like, oh my God, I'm doing prank calls with Kevin Back. They were shitters. We didn't play them. But that wasn't the point. The point was we were doing prank calls together, and he was just a very generous, like a radio icon.
Yeah, and he paved the way for what you guys are doing now.
Exactly.
On a different level, different plane, etc., because it's different times. But,
Yeah.
you know, the fact that you won that award is awesome.
Oh, it's an
You
honour.
know?
Yeah, it's a true honour. You're right, Robert. Now, Robert Scott.
Last question for Robert Scott.
Okay, last question for
Dan
Robert Scott.
is telling us we are very far behind in our tally.
Oh, okay.
Okay, if you could name one flaw about yourself, what would it be, Robert?
Oh, I don't think there is one, Robert.
Too nice.
You're too nice. Yeah, you're a people pleaser.
I've always been lumped into the Simon Barnett category.
Yeah.
But he's got this thing that I just don't have. I think he's got more drive than I have somehow. But I'm just too nice.
Well, you need a balls up, Robert Scott.
I do.
Okay.
Balls up.
Get
will
out there and choke an old lady out on the street. Robert Scott, thank you very much for coming in, buddy.
Love you,
Just a
Robert
bit balls on the
Scott.
breeze,
You're a
isn't
bloody
he?
lovely dude.
Hey, we're great to see you. Congratulations on all your success, and thanks for popping in.
Oh, thank you guys. Well done on this.
Oh, thank you so much, Robert Scott.
Who's the next guest, Sharyn?
Our next guest is Sam Bukall. He plays Boyd on Shortland Street. What up, Sam?
What up?
How the
Boyd
heck are ya?
Rolliston.
Oh, guys, this is so surreal. I'm just watching you guys on the screen.
Oh, Jesus.
Are you watching us at the same time?
Yeah.
Will it be slightly delayed and we'll be looking very
Yeah, a little
disheveled?
slightly delayed. I might need to not watch that because I'm watching you talk to someone else.
Yes.
Oh, man, how are you guys doing? You must be sick and wind, right?
Yeah, no, it's a bit confusing. It's probably like watching, I imagine, a
are you
GoPro
doing?
being put inside a scungy flat for the morning.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, do you guys need a break? Shall I interview you?
yeah, fire us some questions. Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do
Because, I
that.
mean, let's be honest, you're probably bottom of the barrel now. How many Shortland Street people have you talked to? There's probably so many
You're our
questions.
fifth one.
But you're not bottom.
But you're not bottom of the barrel. What a dream.
I know, we had been to the bottom of the barrel, and it was at 2 o'clock in the morning.
You were the hardest one to get.
It was
Mate, if we're
bleak.
scheduling you there, maybe.
No, we're back up, but the barrel's full again.
Yeah.
We're drinking from this well.
Yeah. We're squashing the grapes with our feet in the barrel. That's how much we're loving it.
Awesome.
Hey,
Stellar job.
Boyd Rolliston, a huge character on Shortland Street. You would say one of the big bangers on Shortland Street, one of the most loved characters.
Well, he is one of the big bangers. He's had so many girlfriends.
Chris Waters, the big bagger.
This is true.
Oh, he's a bit troubled in love at the moment, Boyd. But when do you know, as an actor, that your character has crossed over that threshold and you're like, I'm going to be safe for a while on this show?
Never.
Really?
Honestly, never. Yeah, honestly, never. Because, I mean, you know, every year Christmas rolls round and it's like, what are we going to do this year?
Hey, maybe just
Who's
don't go
gonna
to the
die
Christmas
this year?
party. Don't go to the Christmas party and everyone will be safe.
Roster your
Well,
holidays,
yeah, that's
maybe.
the thing. I mean, you can actually schedule your leave at the time that they're shooting the Christmas
Oh,
clip.
that's a good idea.
Guys, I'm going to be there. So that has crossed my mind. But
Do you
then they're
honestly...
sort of like, oh, no, actually, we can't have you go on leave at that point. Do you want to move it a couple of weeks? You're like, oh, God, what do you need me for?
Yes.
Is it that uncertain? You're honestly working year to year. You wouldn't know in January if you're going to be there at the end of the year.
Absolutely. Yep, even I share a dressing room with Michael Galvin, and you would think Michael Galvin would not be worried about this, but every year he comes in and he's like, oh, it's coming up to my contract, I'm nervous.
Aww.
Everyone's nervous.
Oh, well, that's right. And you sign, getting really heavily into this contract thing, but you sign yearly contracts, or does it all depend?
Yeah. I mean, the rumor was that TVNZ kind of signed the show on for a year, so therefore you can't really sign much beyond a year, you know, so everyone's on just a yearly, you know, the kind of more permanent people.
Even
you
after
start off like maybe three to 6 month contract, see how you go, and then if they're, you know, keen on keeping you, then maybe it's like a yearly from that, but no one's on anything more than a year.
But I guess a very uncertain job, but as far as acting goes, Shortland Street is probably one of the most certain jobs you'll get as an actor, though, right?
Yeah, like from week to week, to have that, to be able to do it Monday to Friday every week is crazy. You don't get that anywhere in the world, really. I mean, even if you're on this amazing, I don't know, just off the top of my head, like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, something like that, you might know, okay, cool, I'm shooting 4 months of the year, but then the rest of the year, what are you doing? Who knows? And then you might be contractually signed for the following year, but you're just twiddling your thumbs till then, maybe, you know. So,
Well, that's
but
what's
Shortland Street,
That's
you're doing it every day, Monday to Friday. It's amazing.
Yeah, well, that's what happened with that guy. That although he had a bit of a scandal, that Jussie Smollett guy, he's signed for the full next season of Empire, but they're not actually going to use him. He's still going to get paid, but he doesn't actually.
Dream scenario, probably not. But
hey Sam, it's been a bloody pleasure having you part of our world record attempt, and we're going to give you a wave if you're still watching on the webcam.
You'll get that in about.
You'll get that in about 20 seconds. But thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And if anyone wants to see Sam as Boyd, check him out on Shorty Street on some weekdays at 7 o'clock.
Good on you, Sammy.
Woo!
Thanks,
you, mate. Sam.
Thank you. Now joining us in the studio,
Bye.
the wonderful Zac Franich.
Sorry,
Franich.
in here we look terrible. You brought us some chocolates.
Yes.
You guys look like you're battling. So
We are battling.
We are battling a little bit.
How are you, Zac?
I'm great. How are you
Does
guys?
it smell bad in here? You're an honest guy.
Nah, you're
You're
alright.
looking
You're alright.
very
You're
sophisticated.
Am I?
You're looking
Why do
great.
you sound so surprised?
No, you look great. You look, got a lovely winter coat on. And,
yeah.
I'm not talking about his hair. I mean, like his jacket. It's wonderful.
Getting married does that to you. Aaron makes me better.
When are you getting married? When are you
Did you
getting
get
married?
married already?
No, we're getting married. Aaron and I are getting married in end of the year.
Awesome.
Oh, I thought you said a getting. I was like, whoa, wait. I thought that you'd already got married.
Nah,
I thought you
getting.
Ed Sheeran us for a second. You must be excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. It's gonna be really fun. Yeah.
What's the biggest ball ache about organising a wedding? Is it who's coming? Is that the guest list?
Oh, that's pretty hard. Managing my mother's pretty difficult.
Oh,
too.
really?
Is she getting involved?
Just like sort of gave her some invites to hand out, and she sort of came back and goes, "Well, I might have sent out more than I thought." I was like, "Oh God!"
She's gone extra.
Naughty mum.
Mum's invited the whole village.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, we both come from pretty big families, so that's like Aaron's mum is one of 7.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's
my
a
husband
big
was
family.
my husband's father was one of 10. So that was 20 people.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Yeah.
And so, numbers-wise, what are we looking at? 200?
I feel like we need a spreadsheet out there that's crunching
that's
numbers,
like
Zac.
the bottom number right now. So
The
200 is
thing
the
is,
bottom?
200 is the bottom.
it's gonna be a big day. It's gonna be a big
The
night.
thing is, you're only going to do it once, so you
True.
might as well go balls to
True.
the wall.
Yeah, right.
No regrets.
Exciting times.
No regrets.
And how did you propose?
I proposed on the front of a Navy vessel in Napier.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's so
How'd you
cute.
how'd you
You're
realise that?
adorbs.
Well, it sort of happened the night before, and we're down for the Art Deco Fest, which was incredible, and got chatting to this guy, and was talking with a group of people, and he sort of wandered over and goes, "Mate, met Aaron, like what a great gal. When are you gonna get married?" And like most guys, as you are in a group of people, all the other guys sort of started jumping in. I was like, "Bugger this!" I was like, "Mate, hold your hand out." Held his hand out. I patted against my chest pocket. I was like, "What the hell do you think my little box in my pocket is?" And he was like, "Oh my God, I didn't actually
Oh, so
think
you plan to do it that weekend?
Well, yeah, at some point.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I didn't actually think you were serious." And I was like, "Well, yeah." He's like, "Oh, do you want to do it tonight?" I was like, "Hell no." And at that point, Aaron got like all the wives drunk and was like ripping up on the dance floor. And I was like,
Nice.
she won't even remember." And he was like, "Well, it turns out this guy, his name's Rear Admiral David Proctor, who's the head of the New Zealand Navy." And he's like, "Well, we've got a Navy vessel, and do you want to use the front of that tomorrow morning? We can get you a private tour, and we can, like, you know." I was like,
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, for sure. All right, okay, that sounds good." He's like, "Do you want a photographer?" I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty good too."
That's
So,
amazing.
Did you get
So,
a uniform on or not quite?
No, well, no. We were all dressed up. We were all dressed up pretty nice most of the weekend. Well, yeah. So I was like in like a suit, and Aaron was dressed up in a beautiful dress, and yeah, so
Oh, you
yeah.
bloody nailed it.
Shit,
Look
that's
at you.
romantic, eh?
So romantic. What's your one request for the wedding?
My one request for the wedding. I don't think I get a request. I think I just,
you just
told,
toe the
You
line.
turn up, babe.
Yeah.
Turn up.
That was a
Sexy
trick question,
patch.
eh? That was do it. Yeah,
Nah,
yeah, definitely. Oh, no.
Bryce
You
and
get a
I were pretty.
request.
Bryce and I were pretty
Pick a
fitty-fitty on it.
song or something to walk
Song.
down. Yeah.
That's actually quite hard picking your first dance.
Yeah.
First, like a first song for the that's
Oh.
quite tough.
Well,
Well-
you're Dancing with the Stars, so you'll be like bringing some routine towards that.
Get Christy to choreograph a number for
Actually,
you.
yeah, I have reached out to Christy. Did that last night. I was like, "Hey, thinking about doing this."
All right.
Yeah, what do you reckon? So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a good dancer, though. So.
Oh, you'll be fine. Hey, Zach, thank you so much for helping us
Thank
with
you for
our
the
world
treats.
record
Thank you for
attempt.
coming in.
And
We appreciate
thank
it.
you so much for the treats.
Yeah, that's
Maltese
awesome.
is legit
Go
my
hard. Like,
fave.
you throw them at each
I
other.
blooming
do
will.
you
Thank you for
We
sharing your
will.
engagement story. That's a wonderful story.
No worries.
I
Zach.
just put a ring on a piece of toast. It was very
Franich.
big. Hey, Sammy.
Zach
Franich, thank you
Bloody
very
love
much.
you,
Cheers,
babes.
guys.
Zac
You're
Franich.
adorbs.
Zac Franich is out. Samantha Hayes is in.
Straight
Hey
in.
Sam, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. You're looking lovely. You're looking lovely. It's awesome.
Here she is.
See you, bud. Good to see
Now,
you.
I feel like this counts as two because we technically are talking to you. If your baby moves and kicks you during this,
you know.
you let us
I'll
know.
let you know,
And if
yeah.
the baby kicks during the interview, it counts as two people.
Fantastic.
It's very exciting. I'm sorry to talk about baby stuff, but it's very exciting. That's all happening.
Oh, yes, I agree with you. It's exciting. Also terrifying. I'm going to have to keep this little tiny human alive.
Oh, that's always the scary thing,
yeah,
right?
and I mean, it's my first baby, so there's a lot about it that's freaking me out. Sharyn, we need to catch up and do
Yes.
some mum chat.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
yeah.
We do
I'm
need
sure
to do
you
that.
boys have
The
probably
three
got
of
some
us have all
advice
done
too.
it, so I mean, if
We
we
can
can
go
do
for a
it,
group lunch.
you can do
That's
it
the
like in a
thing.
heartbeat.
That's the thing. It's relentless, and everyone tells you how horrible and hard it is, but everything's doable. Like, there's nothing that's not doable about it. So even when it's really hard, even the parents always win in the end. If they cry for ages and you think they're not going to stop, they're not going to cry for the rest of their life. Like, the parents always win eventually.
Okay, that's good advice. And if you two boys can do it,
We can be your birthing.
Exactly.
We
We
can do
can
it.
be your birthing partners.
Yeah, if you want us to come, no, let's not invite
yeah.
ourselves along to that. No,
No,
that's
well,
You
that's-
probably don't want
it's
them in
not
there.
an
no, I don't know if it's something.
Joking.
Okay, but
That might be more of a Robert's reporting live situation. I don't know.
Oh no! Wait, do you know? I was at work the other day and I went to record one of our radio promos, and the lovely sound engineer took one look at me and goes, "Oh, not long now." And
Oh,
I wasn't even halfway.
I hate when that happens.
And he hates me telling that story, but it's a great story.
Is your partner a big guy?
He is 6'6".
Oh,
nice.
damn! And does the baby kick while you're reading the news?
Yes, sometimes it's a really strange feeling. Yeah,
It's so
I have
bizarre,
Been, I
eh?
have been mid intro and something's
Yeah.
going on there. Yeah, but not too often. And
Nice to keep up to date with
I'm
current
just-
events. This is
yeah,
good.
I'm just getting further and further away from the desk, though.
It's
My
a-
chair's going back.
It's a weird thing too, and people say the weirdest thing. Well, I think people say bizarre things to women anyway. Like, people love telling me how I look way smaller in real life, and I look way bigger on
people
TV.
tell me I look younger.
Yeah, and you're like,
people
cool.
Younger in real life.
in the supermarket. Oh, you're much younger than you
Yeah,
look
you're
on
like,
television.
you realise that's not a compliment. But also the thing is, when you're pregnant, people comment on your size. Like, I remember someone saying to me, "Oh," I was like, "Oh yeah, I front on it earlier at pregnant." She goes, "Oh, that's because you're kind of going that way instead of that way."
Oh.
Like, it's gesturing that I was going sideways, not forwards. And I was like, you realise that is
yes. Yeah.
super offensive. It's bizarre.
Are you going to let people rub your belly? Is that a thing?
They have. That's
Have
how
there been belly-
Oh,
yeah,
the
the
touches without
That's
ask
an odd
is-
thing, though, right? People
Yeah,
just
that's
want to
odd.
touch your stomach.
Yeah, so I am actually fine. I shouldn't say this on the radio. I've been quite fine with it.
fine
I
with it?
thought that I would be quite
With people you know,
weirded
though.
out. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
people
You don't
I-
want
yeah,
strangers
not
coming up
strange
to you.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, what is really cool is that, because I didn't really tell anyone until I was quite far along, and once people do know, everyone loves babies. And
Yeah.